Hello, Collective. Wendy Joy. I wanted to ask, how do you incorporate movement into your day, into your routine, into everything that comes your way? Now, people tell me that I sometimes go above and beyond by adding different movement routines into my daily tasks, but it keeps my body limber and it keeps me with the ability to feel um, like fluid in my movement where I don't feel stiff or confined. Although, there's been quite a few days um, in my past that I had to endure stiffness and rigidity in order to limber my body up every single day through lack of movement for regardless the reason in order to be able to continue on my way. So I've always dropped down to the floor and tried to stretch out my legs and stretch out my back and my arms. And this was a task that I chose to incorporate into sweeping the floor or washing the floor. I mean, yes, I could have used a mop. Yes, I could have used a broom. But if I was down on the floor and I was lunging, pulling everything to me, then I'm involving movement in my routine. And I wouldn't just go straight forward. I would flip to the sides and I would flip to the other side. And, I would even stop in between and raise my hiney up to the sky by straightening my legs and, hands to floor, feet to floor, and hiney up in the air. And people would be to me, "What are you doing?" And I'm like, "Sweeping the floor." And they're like, "You're weird." And I'm like, "I'm just having fun with my routine, and I'm incorporating a bunch of different techniques in order to combat a bunch of different items on my list that I would like to continue to incorporate into my day. And if I don't have so much time, the easiest way to do that would be to combine things, play with them, have fun with it while I do it, right? And, most people shake their head at me and stuff, but there are confirmations that come my way all the time that tell me that my train of thinking really isn't so far off. Like, my kids used to tell me, well, actually, any young lady, who would complain about how their abdomen was bothering them, for a short cycle every month, right? Oh, my nose. I would tell them, do squats, in order to push out the clot, do squats. Although that may not sound so I apologize. I'm pretty blunt. But, my point is that the video that was sent my way, because I don't look for videos on YouTube, I don't even look for videos on TikTok. My algorithm, my spirit team, my clear knowing, my understanding, my true desire to receive the content in which I'm seeking seeks me. Do you know what I mean? And when your field starts to resonate and you allow your higher consciousness or your soul or your, inner core, your vibration, your essence, what makes you you, guide you, then you'll soon see that by trusting that feeling and that sensation, the universe will match you and send to you what you're ready to receive, right? And I've been receiving left and right labels for all the activities that I've done my entire life that I've just mindlessly mindfully, actually, because I willingly incorporate them. But, it was just so easy for me to put into my routine that it didn't seem like a chore, not at all. If anything, it seemed like, an extension of the fun that you can have, that I always have, whenever I tackle and, whatever the endeavor may be, regardless of where it falls in whatever category, right? And the video that I saw was based on teachings of Thoth, right? And one of the things that was brought to my attention was an activity that I've always incorporated into my routine, right? And that was to squat. I would definitely squat, or I would sit on the floor before I would sit on a chair or a couch, or, be comfortable, because I always sank into comfortable. Like it would just envelop me, almost like that memory foam does, like to the bed of your foot when you step on it, right? Well, anywho, I never did that. I never liked that. I never liked feeling like I was being swallowed up. So I always made it a point to be in a position where I could control how I sat, what my body frame was, and how I responded to whatever, right? And that was another thing people used to say to me, there is a chair here. And I'm like, yeah, I know. And they're like, what's the matter with my chair? You don't want to sit on it? And I'm like, well, there's nothing wrong with your chair. Thank you. I appreciate that. I rather squat, or I rather sit on the floor. And they're like, you're just, you make me feel uncomfortable. Like we should. And I'm like, oh, okay. Well, you know what? Do you know why I'm squatting or sitting on the floor? I mean, are you just doing it because I am? Because there's a reason behind it. And I come to find out that reason that has always been embedded within me on whatever level, that I just naturally incorporated into my routine every day, was a really good connection to source and to self and to body and to mind. And, and it made me laugh because, they talk about thinking man, right? And it's a guy sitting on a chair or something, and he's reading a book, or he's got his head down. But what they're neglecting to tell you in that little statue was that truly, in ancient reality, right, in real history, that chair, it never existed. And that man, that woman who was squatting, contemplating, hunched over, reading, if you will, seeing the inner depths of them, that squat pose is a technique, an ancient technique, in order to be grounded with the earth, to be enlightened by the heavens, to strengthen and firm up your structure by bearing through whatever stiffness or pain that you may endure, but by continuing to allow movement into your life and stretching and, all the time, right? Then being in that squat position doesn't really have much, it comes with a lot of flexibility. It'll allow you to squat and stand and squat and stand and squat and stand. And if you squat for, a few minutes, well, when you stand for that amount of time as well before you transition into your next move. Because what you're doing is allowing your body to compress and decompress. And you're waking up and moving around and forcing out whatever built up toxins or stress or low dense energy that your body may be holding on to that you are completely unaware of. You know, they say, right, that women really, but I think it's everybody, holds on to stress mostly in their hips. And I think what they're saying about that is that our sacred chakra and sacral chakra are within that compressed area, we'll say, and that those two are being compressed and choked. So, in order to open up the fluidity of creativity, the fluidity of movement, and to allow love to dance gracefully and poisefully within your energy field, movement is the best way to do that. And they say, which is very true, that when you are active in some type of an adventure, a movement, emotion, if you will, that all you need to do is incorporate one more thing every day or every time, right, you engage, to allow diversity to spread, which will help illuminate and open up your ability to perceive a higher position, because now there's nothing stressful or tightening within your temple frame that's not choking any of your chakras or your auxiliary points, because we've got chakras and secondary chakras and auxiliary points and receptors. They even say that our hair is a receptor, and I've always known that my hair was very important. Not only did I enjoy, the jet black color that I used to possess, almost like Snow White, kind of like, but like the spirals in my hair show me the universe is so close, that it's within me, right? And that you get a lot of information when you look toward all parts of you in order to incorporate into a flowing, more positive, fluid, easily navigated, understood, clear perception, kind of like mannerism. And you control all of that. So not any of what I just said is outside of your reach, because our minds are exquisite tools, exquisite working, functioning, if you want to call, machinery. Like, I guess we can consider our body and our mind to be the machinery, right, that surrounds our inner essence, our true selves, our soul, right? And we're designed to be flesh-based more than we're designed to be man-made, if you will. And we have free will, and we have the ability to use our discernment. We also have the understanding of right and wrong, good and bad. And we also can feel what is good for us, right for us, and what isn't. And that also includes flexibility. So if you want to remain as limber and as flexible in both body, mind, and soul, right? Emotional too, right? Emotions are important, right? Then you need to incorporate movement into your day, every day, in whatever tasks that you can. Incorporate, different techniques in order to complete them that allow for more movement into your routine, to provide more agility, right, to your function and your form. And I can tell you without a hesitation and without a doubt that movement is one of the keys that keep us in either in a locked or an unlocked situation within our selves, right? So if you choose to use that key to better your life, then by all means, flip that lock, open that door, and, let the life live, right? As it was naturally supposed to be lived, with movement in all aspects of you, right? And if you do not wish and you want to repeat all over again, because keep in mind that although it's our choice to continue to incarnate on earth and stuff, we come with the same contract every time until we fulfill it. And that contract is considered completed. So if you don't want to go through this all over again, then add some mobility, movement, flex, add the ability to be flexible to your routine, right? And don't keep that door locked, and don't throw away that key, and don't be someone, whether you're, young or old, right? Someone who cannot move, someone who cannot function, where your form is just too rigid. Because then so will your mind, and so will your emotions, and you may lose track of your soul, the light aspect of it, because you're carrying too much dark and dense. And again, I can tell you through experience that the only way for me to get where I was, which was paralyzed, I could tell my mind to move my leg, but unless I picked my leg up with my hands, it wouldn't move. But with the determination, the perseverance, and the continued movement, whether it started out guided and geared or not, right, by force of my hand and stuff, it turned into the ability to use my mind to lift my leg. It didn't lift high, but nothing worth anything happens in a day. And what I can tell you is that since the end part of 2022, I spent the entire year of 23 and 24 building up, enhancing, and perfecting all the pieces of me by determination, motivation, and movement. My mind and my body is moving more hand to hand today than it ever was before. And I am so super thrilled to know that even with the added energies of the planets that are moving around in the solar system right this very second, right? This entire month is a powerful month, especially for those born under the sign of Aries, because the planets were set up in particular placements and are being on their rotation kind of slitting geared back toward a similar situation where it's allowing the benefits of positive thinking, forward motion, and the energies aligning just perfectly within the cosmos above to send those waves down to us. And I can feel literally the benefits that are coming. And I'm so very super thrilled because I know that my mindset has a lot to do with that. Your mind is a powerful tool. And if you choose to believe, really truly believe, then you will certainly see the progress. It'll all come so naturally. My lovely collective, do use me as an example, because that's what I'm here for, to provide insight through my experiences and give you the guides and the tools and the knowledge, the wisdom, and the clarity that I've been receiving, like labels on everything that I've done. So, I mean, it could be something that I've not yet discovered, that I've always continued to do or have mindset of, that maybe a little bit further down my journey, I'll certainly develop the understanding of another label, which is just more confirmation that when you are true to who you really are and you resonate with yourself and you're happy to be in your skin, that you believe in yourself no matter what anybody or anything or anyone, whatever, because we don't care what they think or say. It's their insecurity that they're putting some type of projection your way. But when you're enlightened, you see that and you don't get upset about it. It just, you wish them healing and the ability to see their own discomforts and heal them. My lovely collective, I can do that for you. I can add a tender touch, a warm heart, a loving hand, gentle, guiding words. Because the one thing that I do know is that there's no reason in the world for anybody to feel like you need to be beat up, beat down, or run over with a car in order to be able to see where your potential actually lays. Because your potential is within you and you've always known it. It's just a matter of whether or not you are ready to believe it. I know I believe it. I know your spirit team believes in it. I know the divine believes in you, specifically you. It's an awesome feeling to be gifted with the brightness that comes within you and from above, right? As it is above, so it is below, meaning how it is in the heavenly realm, so it is within you, because you possess the heavenly realm within you, so you are a direct connection. So just because you're not up there doesn't mean that you're not part of it. We all are. It's just whether or not we choose to walk in the light or we choose to walk in the dark. It's your choice. It's always been. I implore you, however, it's so much easier to live and so much nicer to be when you're walking on the right side of the road. So join me. I have a spot waiting for you. My lovely collective, whatever you choose today, may clarity, wisdom, knowledge, understanding, and above all, movement flood your day, every single one, and that you incorporate the agility to allow movement and fluidity to flow naturally and effortlessly in everything you do. love and light, peace and joy.